Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I got some bad news for those who really believe in the United Nations. Those of you who really think that United Nations is fantastic, then you should believe this one. Yeah, the United Nations said that they didn't find any evidence that genocide was committed in Ukraine yet. So that means what are we going to do about it? I'm going to read you this little article here and we're going to talk about it like we always do. All right, let's go. It's only rock and roll. So this article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine, March 16th, 2023. United Nations, that's this, sees no signs of genocide in Ukraine so far. Well, that means Bucha and all those things, there could be war crimes, but no genocide. That's good news. That's good news. That means, it's not the case of, killing a great number of people for, certain kind of reasons. What they say, that's good news, I will tell you. That means a lot of people did not die. If some people want to be called a genocide, it means they could really want that to be a lot of people dead. Let me give you this example from my personal experience. When I, how should I put it nicely, in one of my capacities, I used to, do certain things and ask people and find what happened in certain instances. And while I was doing this, again, there were some, situations where maybe a crime was committed, and then after you conduct everything that you need to conduct, you inform the parties, hey, no crime was committed, did not occur, or I don't have enough evidence to, to support the allegations that would support the allegations. And the victims, the people who allege this, instead of being happy that there was no crime committed, they were upset about it because it's kind of like they wanted to be a crime, so the other side would be punished somehow. Being happy, instead of being happy to say, well, no crime, no abuse, everything is fine. They were wanting to be something wrong that happened, that I can find something, so I can punish those or something. So the ones who say, well, no genocide, god damn it, instead of celebrating that it was no genocide, they're upset probably because they wanted to be a genocide so they can, look over there. Or they think, how come you didn't find it? Maybe the Russians did a hanky-panky. So let's go back to this article here and see, maybe they say something interesting, more interesting than the title. And I'm quoting, "We did not find that there was a genocide in Ukraine," said Möse. Hey Möse, what's going on, Möse? Belgium recognizes, no, we don't care about that one. Möse added that his team is looking into all the evidence available and I'm quoting, "there are some aspects that could raise questions," end quote, about the genocide, but a final conclusion has not yet been reached. Remember, this is the New Voice of Ukraine stating that. It's not Sputnik, Russia Today, Pravda, whatever. Okay, now on March 16, the Commission released a new report confirming that Russian attacks on civilians in Ukraine, systematic torture, rape, and murder in occupied areas amount to war crimes and possibly crimes against humanity. Remember, where is that here? Whereas rape amounted to war crimes and possibly this. Okay, well, good. Bring the evidence. Allow the other side to bring counter arguments or counter evidence, defend their position, and an impartial jury will decide, or a judge, or whatever you want. I don't want it done, personally, I don't want it done Nuremberg style, okay? I mean, if you want Nuremberg trial kind of things, I would like you to be at the receiving end and see how you'd like that. Okay? In this case, if I would be a Russian, I would not want that to be done onto me. But if I would be, let's say, a Serb, I would like that, the Nuremberg trials done to the guys who bombarded me illegally. Remember, 1999? Because by the Nuremberg trials, how do you call it, methods, they will all be, All right, let's go back here to this. On April 14, the Ukrainian parliament recognized the actions of Russia and its army as genocide of the Ukrainian people. The leaders of several Western countries have condemned the war crimes of the Russian army and called for an investigation and prosecution of the perpetrators. Russia's apparent, oh, I don't like this word, I mean it is or is not. Apparent means, it appears to me that he looks good, or it appears to me that I won the lottery. In Ukraine have already been officially recognized as genocide by the Senate of the Czech Republic. Hey, where is your evidence? Did you investigate that? Did you have people over there? So they recognize something that I guarantee you they didn't investigate. And legislative bodies of other countries. I guarantee you these countries right here, I guarantee you that they did not send prosecutors, they didn't send people, investigators to find the evidence, and then I believe they didn't have an investigation, impartial investigation. I don't think they called the Russians over there and they asked the Russians, hey, bring your counter of evidence. So I don't want this to be a Nuremberg trial, okay, right here. So it seems like these countries, Czech Republic, shame on you. Canada, I don't have to say that because you got Trudeau, so it's self-explanatory. Estonia, it's understandable because is one of the Baltic states. And Latvia, the same thing. I'm surprised I don't see Lithuania here, but probably it is in these other countries. All right? Now, I would like to know why this right here was not done for the Ukrainian army against the Russians. And you know exactly that we know the answer. And I'm going to give you the answer with my weasel face. Because there were no war crimes committed by the Ukrainian forces. Because we good, he bad. Okay, or they bad, we good. Capisci? Okay, vakarimaska? Alright, înțeles? And so on. Okay, verstanden? So there we go. So because we're good and they're bad, we would not. It's an impossibility, which you know if you've been around the block a few times, or maybe only half of black. You don't have to go a few times, just half of black. You will realize, just pick a good book, and you realize that even the perfect country, which is the United States of America, committed war crimes, okay? I can give you some examples. Second World War, I can give you Vietnam War, I can give you, I don't know if it's acceptable, but I think the ones that you use them from back, they're acceptable. The ones that are occurred more closer to us are not acceptable. If you ask me about the Second World War, I'm going to give you two examples. One is actually three. I will give you one. One that was not a crime, actually, that was acceptable because they caught the German troops dressed in American uniform, so that's on the spot. That's what it is. So that's happened in Ardennes when it was the Battle of the Bulge and others. That was the last counteroffensive of the Germans. So, that doesn't count. But I'm going to go to the liberation of I was about to say again, summer camp. Jesus Christ. A concentration camp by the Americans, and they killed the guards, the German guards, on the spot. Well, that's a war crime, just like that. The second one, I would give you the dates. It's one is in August 6 and one is August 9, 1945. Okay, that's a war crime. However you wanna civilians, one. I don't need justification because your justification you can kill your mother, and that's without doing anything, just being no. And you go to Vietnam. I think it was 1969, the massacre from My Lai or My Li. That was broken. The news was brought to attention by Seymour Hersh, the one who talked about the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines being blown up by the perfect country. Another country. Let's a little bit of disclaimer. I have no problem with the population. We are all under their control. I have a problem with those guys over there who things up in our name, and then if you go to somewhere, they abduct you and they kill you because you are American, and actually they don't have anything to do with you. They have to do with what they did across the world. And then you say, oh my God, you're blaming them? Well, I know they understand they hate our freedoms and our way of life, but still, some people could have a different view on certain things. I mean, you came to their country and bombarded out of them. What do you want them to do? Just take it? Some do, some don't, but I'm just giving you a different take on this. It's hard for people to understand that, but maybe, opening a book, looking around, looking from the other angle, you're going to realize that it's not the hatred or, some people, not all of them, some people obviously don't like other people, not because it's just a reflection or projection of the government and the military that someone else. That's it. So anyway, here we have this because the Ukrainians did not commit anything. The problem is the United Nations yet did not find any evidence of genocide. I would say that's good news if you are to believe in the United Nations. If you don't believe in the United Nations, then you do what the Ukrainians and the Estonians and the Latvians and the Czech Republic, they already found that out. They realized, they knew, they investigated. I heard about the Czech Republic investigators going over there and investigating hard. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth and be just.